This is Manchester United. This was proper football, and enjoy this, guys, because we don't know how long it's going to last. It's very rare that you face Arsenal and City in back-to-back games when they're first and second in the league and you beat both of them. Not only do you beat both of them, but you deservedly beat both of them. You could have battered Manchester City 5-0, and we deserve that win over Arsenal. That is the worst I've seen Arsenal look in 3 years. I spoke to an Arsenal fan and he said, "You guys have made us look bad." He said, "I don't think a team has made Arsenal look this bad in years." And you could say the same with the Manchester City game. The most important thing about this game was the 3 points. We went and got the 3 points. I said, I do not care how we do it, but if we go to the Emirates and get 3 points, that is incredible. We haven't won in the league at the Emirates since 2017. I did not care how we did it. We just needed to get the 3 points. And we are now 4th in the league. And I sit here and I think, if we could have beaten a 10-man Everton side, we'd have 3 more points. If we could have beaten Wolves at home, we'd have 2 more points. So that's 5 more points. And if we didn't drop points to West Ham, that would have been 2 more points. That would have been 7 more points. If we didn't lose those games and we beat Burnley, would be 9 more points. We'd be sitting here on 47 points in second place if we could just beat the teams we're meant to beat this season, which is so annoying to look at. But look, Arsenal have lost for the first time at home this season. This isn't about overanalyzing the game. This is about the moment. This today was about finding a way to win. It wasn't necessarily about tactics, lineup, any of that. It was finding a way to win. And Michael Carrick's substitutions were spot on. I thought Manchester United were fantastic. The first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we weren't great. Arsenal scored a goal. And when Arsenal scored a goal, we went at them. And Manchester United is about going at teams. Everton had 10 men. We never went at them. We wandered up against West Ham and we sat back. We never went at them. We went at Arsenal and we responded so well today. We went at City. We went at Arsenal. That is the Man United DNA, attacking, looking to win games, not settling for draws. And we went and did that today. And look, Arsenal haven't lost at home this season. They faced Bayern Munich. They faced Atletico Madrid. They beat Atletico Madrid 4-0. They beat Bayern Munich 3-1 at home. And you've got to remember, Bayern Munich were on a big winning streak and hadn't lost a game that season. Arsenal were their first loss of the season at the time. Villa were on their 13-game winning streak and they beat Villa 4-1. They smashed Tottenham 4-1. I know Tottenham aren't great, but that is a big game. If you go at Arsenal, and we went at Arsenal once we went 1-0 down, you can see that we're good when we go at things. And this is why I had a lot of frustration with Ruben Amorim, is because I felt there was a lot of games where we didn't go at other teams. I think, the Bournemouth 4-4, we did go at Bournemouth, and I thought that was one of our better games despite dropping points. But Man United is about going at teams. And look, Fulham is a different test. Tottenham, we seem to drop points to them. So I don't want to get too giddy and too excited, because it would be the most Man United thing to win these 2 games and then drop points to Fulham and Tottenham next. It would be the most Man United thing ever. But that is our first win at the Emirates since 2017. It's not an easy place to win at. We've not won in the league there since 2017. And as Fraser said here, people need to realise how difficult that win was. Do not overanalyse, celebrate the win. Like, I'm seeing people go, but yeah, we only won because Dorgu and Cunha scored screamers. Arsenal got an own goal and a set piece that just about went over the line. Some people are saying they only won because they scored screamers. They got lucky. No, we were the better side. Arsenal dominated the first 20 minutes. Arsenal dominated the ball, but we were more dangerous. We were 10 times more dangerous than Arsenal. Gyökeres has an opportunity right at the end, and it was horrific. It was absolutely horrific, and Gyökeres turning us down. Thank you. But look, we've got to give credit to Michael Carrick. Back-to-back wins. 8 days. 8 days. We had to wait a year for back-to-back league wins under Amorim, and Carrick has done it in 8 days. So, and to do that against the best 2 sides in the league, a side that haven't lost at home all season, a team we haven't beat at the Emirates since 2017. I mean, Michael Carrick, wow. Michael Carrick, wow. Look, I don't know how the season's going to end. This might just be the peak and we might fall off. It's very Man United to have some good wins, get excited and fall off. But I've never seen Arteta so rattled. Arteta was fuming. Arteta made 4 subs in the 57th minute. That does not happen. Arteta was fuming. He made 4 subs in the 57th minute. He just was like, what do I do? He took Odegaard off. Odegaard versus Bruno, that debate. They're trying to force Bruno assists. And I don't think Bruno played a very good game, to be honest. And Odegaard was hooked. Odegaard, Bruno, he takes Odegaard off. I've never seen Mikel Arteta like, oh my, we're getting battered here. Like, 4 subs. He brings on all his tall guys, and he's like, just keep winning corners, keep winning corners. I feel like that's how it went. He brings on all his tall men. I mean, Arteta, I've not seen Pep like I'd seen Pep last week. I've not seen Arteta like I've seen Arteta today. Arteta was fuming over how good we are. Arteta was fuming. He put all his subs on. Look, their squad depth is incredible. They're top of the league. And I've never seen Arsenal fans this cross or fuming. An Arsenal fan said to me, this is the worst he's seen Arsenal play in years. You know, Arteta's taking his captain off. He's just doing this, he's doing that. He's thinking, what can I do? Like, we broke Arteta today. We absolutely broke Arteta today. And I did a bit of a full-time review on Twitter, or X, as people call it. And that's Arsenal's first loss of the season. That's the first league win at Emirates since 2017. We've made Arsenal and City look like awful teams. It's back-to-back wins already for Michael Carrick. Cunha was amazing off the bench again. That Cunha goal was incredible. I think that was better than Dorgu's goal. Dorgu is playing like Bale since Boxing Day. Maino and Bruno assists, and Mbeumo scores again. I was so annoyed with Mbeumo, his first chance. Why didn't you shoot? And then 5 minutes later, he goes and scores, and he takes that so well. And Mbeumo took his goal so well. All 3 goals were taken well. And I said in an angry tweet about 20 minutes into the game, we need to take our chances today, because I think Bruno missed, but Saliba got a foot on it, and Mbeumo had a run, and then he didn't shoot. And I remember in an angry tweet about 20 minutes into the game, I said, we need to take our chances. We're not going to get many chances, and we took our chances. We took our chances. It's not about how much XG you create. It's not about how much possession you have versus Arsenal. It is about they're a better team than us. They're at home. They've not lost at home this season. You just got to go and grind and get a result. And that was a response from Man United. You know, we were 1-0 down. We were 1-0 down. Man United, at times this season when we've gone 1-0 down, we've looked defeated. How many times we've gone 1-0 down have we looked defeated? How many times, 1-0 down to Everton, 10 men, ran out of ideas. We responded. We responded instantly. We were fantastic after going 1-0 down, and made it 1-1, and then we made it 2-1 deservedly for a fantastic goal. Arsenal make it 2-2 for a jammy corner. I'm thinking they are the luckiest team in the world. I am fuming. 2 minutes later, we respond, and what response that was from Cunha. He got an assist off the bench versus Man City. It should have been 2 assists, because I'm convinced that Mount goal was not offside, and that was an absolute robbery. Fantastic goal today. Cunha versus Liverpool Anfield, incredible. Cunha versus Man City, incredible. Cunha today, incredible. Matheus Cunha is a big game player. Arsenal had to resort to own goals and set pieces to try and beat us. They didn't do much in open play. They didn't cause us many problems. Gyökeres has a chance at the end, and wow, I'm so happy we didn't buy him. But lastly, and I put this in my notes, team performance. What a team performance that was. The fight, the last 2 games have been incredible. Michael Carrick could not have had a harder 2 games. Michael Carrick could not have had a harder 2 games. And 2 deserved wins, 5 goals, and some great attacking football. This is Man United. This is the Man United DNA. Everyone's mocking us. Oh, these people keep going about Man United DNA. Man United DNA isn't a formation. People keep saying back 4, playing Maino is the Man United DNA. No, I'm saying when we lost our DNA, it's not saying we have to play a back 4, we have to start copying Maino. Man United DNA is going to win games. And we went to win that game in the end. We weren't one of them, we went to win that game. We went to beat City. The Man United DNA isn't taking all your attackers off and bringing on defenders when you're 1-1 versus West Ham. Not changing and making any attacking substitutions when you're playing a 10-man Everton side at home. That's not the Man United DNA. Today was the Man United DNA. And look, I think our recruitment today was fantastic. The biggest thing Ineos did wrong is not get a midfielder. And Ineos not signing a midfielder is a disgrace. And the problem with winning today is they're not going to do anything in January, because this will paper over the cracks. But Arsenal and City, great wins, but it's very different to Fulham. Fulham is the game I'm most interested about, because most oppositions are going to be like Fulham. And if we don't beat Fulham, I do think it will show, okay, like we can win in the big games, because we won in the big games under Amorim. Can we win in the smaller games? But I think our recruitment showed today, and Mbeumo took his chance so well. Cunha was phenomenal. Dorgu, obviously, was a signing from last year, and he's just looked so good since Boxing Day, and I think confidence has helped. I think Dorgu is massively a confidence player, and when you're that young, you are. And Le Mans was excellent in goal. Bayendier is the reason we lost at home. Ruben Amorim actually, arguably, coached a draw, or you could argue a win, at Old Trafford, first game of the season versus Arsenal. We didn't win because of Bayendier. Le Mans was so much better than Bayendier. Cunha, Le Mans, Cunha and Mbeumo, they were the difference today. The new signings were the difference today, and I'll give Ineos credit for that, but they need to sign a midfielder. I thought Maino bossed the midfield versus City. I thought he was decent versus Arsenal. I don't think he was as good today, Maino, but it was a different kind of game, and I think he did what he needed to do. It's just mad to think that Maino didn't start a Premier League game until Man City, and he started 2, and we've won 2 games. Matheus Cunha was unbelievable. Unbelievable, fantastic goal. But look, do you know what? Who impressed me the most? Probably Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. Maguire's improvement has been fantastic. Maguire was fantastic today. He's come back from injury, 2 difficult games. He's been fantastic. We needed Maguire today with Arsenal's threat from set pieces, Arsenal's threat in the air, Arsenal's physical dominance. We needed Maguire today. But look, Lisandro Martinez could have done a lot better for the goal. Lisandro Martinez could have done much, much better for the goal. But I thought Lisandro Martinez was also excellent today. I think other than the goal, where I think he's just too focused on Timber, I don't think there's much more Lisandro Martinez could have done. So I am so happy. I am so happy, and the biggest difference for me was the intentions. You know, it wasn't about passing sideways and backwards. It was about taking risks. And I think the intention was Man United today. This was Man United. It was, let's win the game. You know, Michael Carrick has managed 5 games as Man United manager. He's got 4 wins and 1 draw, and that's against Guardiola, Arteta, Emery, and Tuchel. Guardiola, Arteta times 2, Emery and Tuchel. Michael Carrick's not lost to any of them. We've not seen Michael Carrick in a must-win game, I guess. You know, a game that you expect us to win, like a Fulham, like a Burnley. But wow, look, wow, like I can't really think of any negatives today. First 20-25 minutes weren't great. Bruno was actually quite frustrating at times today, and you know I love Bruno. I just can't think of any negatives. I think everyone stepped up today. I think everyone was great. I thought Maguire won 5 out of 5 duels, made 9 clearances, 2 out of 2 aerials, 1. I mean, can you think of a negative? I really can't. I really can't think of one bad thing to say. And look, Bruno's got 10 assists in his last 14 games. He's on a mad run. And look, fantastic work from Manchester United. Fulham next. It's a different test. Let's see what happens.